Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and we are live. Thanks to everybody who is tuning in, and thanks to so many of you tuned in last night as we crossed 200,000 subscribers. It was an amazing event. I was so grateful to celebrate with my son, and thanks to all of you who tuned in last minute to sort of watch us cross that threshold. It was pretty amazing. You can watch the moment in the video I made, or you can go to my Instagram. I'm going to start clipping and going live on my Instagram because I'm trying to build up a separate platform because YouTube can be unreliable to bring you news. So if you guys are in Instagram and haven't yet followed me, I'd be so grateful for you to go over there at Andy Signore, as so many of you have been following over there. We got so much to cover today, but I was a little late because I was prepping some things, and I'm still editing a piece I did over at Fort DeSoto. Camp Fort DeSoto, that's right. I visited campground number 1 where the Laundries stayed, and it was weird, guys. I'll touch upon it a little bit today, but I'm still editing that little video that I did to unleash either later today or tomorrow. I mean, look, there's no breaking exclusive information there, but walking through that, I did get some information and some ideas and speculated a bit about things that could have gone down there, as well as just a feeling and some verifications. And you guys will be able to see for yourself, for those of you who are curious, what that was like. So stay tuned for that. It's coming. But I did go live from there, from Instagram. And so if you guys want to follow me more closely as I'm doing more of this stuff, you can go support over there. I also, before we get started on today's show, I want to announce I'm also going to start trying Telegram. Now, it's a site that for organization, and we have some stuff, mods and stuff, where we're all talking in there to sort of gather our headlines and give you guys better stories as we move forward. So I'm so excited to all my mods, and that obviously Steph, the Alter Nerd, is still around. She'll be joining us. She works actually last week she was off. She'll be showing up in the next, within the next half hour. She'll be popping in. But also our mods, Brittany, Emily, Jolene, Will. Come on, Will. Come on into the Telegram. Everyone joining us on there, thank you guys so much as we build that. I wanted to also announce that we're doing a public Telegram, or at least we're going to try it. It's sort of like Discord, but a little bit easier if you're not as tech savvy. It's basically a tech app like WhatsApp. You make sure if you sign up, go privatize your phone number. You can easily set it so no one can see your phone number. And then you can join our group chat and sort of get in there and follow along with all the fans. So mods should have the link, our new Telegram link. We're going to try that out because it's sort of an easy way. I don't love Discord. It's an easy way to sort of to keep communicated, send us headlines, etc. If you want to join the community 24/7, there you go. If you don't yet have Telegram, you can download it on your desktop, your phone, but that should join you to our Popcorn Planet group channel chat on Telegram. You can turn off your notifications if it's going too crazy. You can enable them, disable them, but that way you can be involved through the show. Me and the mods will be as Popcorn Planet, so welcome, join us, and we will talk and continue to have things there if you want to keep the conversation going. I know a lot of you wanted to keep it going past our YouTube time. So thanks to all of you guys again. So amazing to have so much support, hitting 200,000 subscribers. I just wanted to thank you again as we get going, and people came into the chat room before we get to our main topic. Today's main topic is I want to reevaluate Cassie's full interview. I want to talk about, is she hiding stuff? Are we overthinking this? Let's go through all that together, but I'm just stalling a little bit to get you guys in the chat room because I didn't give you much of a notification this morning. My apologies. We'll be here pretty much every morning at 12, so hopefully we can set the alarms, get this going, and continue morning conversations between obviously keeping you updated on the Gabby Bryan story, but also other news as it develops, among other things. So thank you to everybody being here. So apparently, yeah, in the mod chat, and I'm seeing here, Instagram's down? Well, that's crazy. Instagram apparently is down. Instagram and Facebook are down. I hate Facebook. You won't see me much on Facebook. Don't like it. Don't like Mark Zuckerberg. Love the movie The Social Network, but I mean, they all control us. And I know Instagram's owned by Facebook, but Facebook is the one that I just don't do. And I know a lot of you are on there. John, my fiance's on there checking stuff all the time, but I can't stand Facebook as a platform, as a business, as politically, just everything about Facebook rubs me the wrong way. Instagram, I like it. You can sort of do it a little bit better. But Telegram is a new one we're starting. It's like WhatsApp. It's a texting program, and you can get in our group chat as you guys are seeing there. I'm seeing some of you are already coming in through that link I just sent. Welcome to the Telegram. See, hello. I'm going to type you an exclusive message. Code word. Let's do this. Code word. Ooh. I just wrote it. And that way you guys know the code word for today. It's only on the Telegram. I just made up a word. But those in the know will only see it there. So thanks to everybody who clicked on over to Telegram to join us in the conversations. And you can just text, build the community like you're doing at the live chat. Any point you wanted to keep the conversations or the theories going, it is a place where you guys can engage and chat. So thanks everybody for being here. All right, so as you guys are getting in the building, thank you so much for joining us on another stream. Our main event today is Cassie Laundrie hiding something. Could she have helped Brian escape? In fact, I'm very glad I went to Camp DeSoto to sort of look because, yeah, she could have. She totally could have. Now, did she? We don't know. Let's be careful. I want to preface this entire stream to know, yes, we're speculating today, okay? We are completely speculating. What does my shirt say? Everything I know, I learned on the streets. Sorry, there it is, Sesame Streets. Grew up and born and raised. But for everything we're doing today, please, disclaimer, we are speculating today. I always like to be clear. We're asking questions. We don't know. We'll try and figure out what we can know throughout the conversation with you guys and me. But today is a speculation day a bit, so just put that out front so we all know what's happening. As always, you can send over your comments and questions as we go. Thank you for all your support. Let's get to this, shall we? I also invited, I'm trying to get Jesus, our body language expert. I'd love him on, but I know he's so slammed. Jesus Enrique Rosas, the body language guy. I want to get him on if he can come on, but I know he's slammed a lot of stuff. But I have sent him an invite because I'd love his expertise on this. If anybody else knows any other good body expert guys, or if you know anybody who has that expertise, please send them on over my way because we'd love to have that on our channel as well. And how about Detective Hubbard? I loved that series. He'll be live with us tomorrow. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we will have a true life detective, retired but a now private investigator here to talk about the case in depth, to answer your questions live. So I'm so excited to have him back. I was so grateful for him being here. He was incredible. But Detective Hubbard coming in tomorrow from Pinellas County, 25 years of experience. So I'm so excited to have his expertise tomorrow. We also have some coverage to do with Rose. I hear she's getting bullied online, and I don't like it. So I'm gathering with Riley to get an update for you. She may even join. We'll see. I don't know if I want to put her to the wolves here, but I want to have her back because I hear a lot of people out there are just being mean to Gabby's friend Rose. Lots of stuff in the works this week, so make sure if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. That's what you do. Hit the bell for all alerts, smash the like button, and join us here mornings as we go through this story and other stories. We're going to present some other stories soon as this story dies down, which sadly it's gonna, guys. And until we get information, I want to make sure we don't just speculate over the same stuff over and over again. When important stuff breaks, we will, but we're working on some other stories to use all of our powers for good, and just also talk about more news stories out there. So stay tuned as more presents. We want to be here every morning with you at noon to go through it all. All right, so let's get to this first event now. Perfect. Now I gave enough of a warning as much a lot of you have joined. Here we go. So latest story I want to follow up on. We touched upon this a little bit on Friday, but this was breaking as I went for the weekend. And I hope some of you guys had a wonderful weekend as well, took some time off. I know I did. I feel recharged to give it to you all week. And so let's break it down. So, all right, so here's the big news. We talked about it last week, right as I was leaving, and some more stuff's come forward, and I've sat on this, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Brian Laundrie's sister did see him twice since his return without Gabby Petito. The attorney has explained this discrepancy in sister's Good Morning America view, and says any indication that Cassie Laundrie was lying is the result of misinterpretation. In an email, Bertolini said Cassie saw her brother Brian on September 1st when he stopped by her home, and again on September 6th at Fort DeSoto Park. Law enforcement agencies are well aware of these dates. Any prior communication by Cassie that does not reflect these dates is simply a difference of relating an answer to a question misinterpreted by Cassie or poorly posed by the inquirer. Now, what's interesting is, has Fox News jumped on this? If anybody in the chat can find out, is Fox News defending their reporting that they said she absolutely said she didn't see him before then? Because they were pretty clear in the reporting that that's what they said. Or have they admitted, yeah, well, no, I guess she could have been telling the truth? Obviously, that's a very important piece of this puzzle. But if anybody out there has seen that, I was looking. If anybody wants to help me while we're live so we can be accurate together, by all means, send it to me. And mods, you know how to reach me right away now with this new telegramming. We will go through and get you the most up-to-date, most important information as we can. So keep it coming as you will. But let's go through what we know so far. So the Laundrie's attorney has said, well, it was just the way the interview was asked. You know, that's not what she meant. However, the interview, when spliced together, the interview, which I have here as well, the interview very clearly says that she has not spoken to her brother. Here's what they wrote. Here it is.
Here at ABC says she has told police everything she knows. In an exclusive interview with ABC, Cassie Laundrie says she hasn't spoken to her brother since he returned to their parents' home in Florida.
I haven't been able to talk to him. I wish I could talk to him.
Laundrie says she's told police everything she knows about her brother, Brian Laundrie.
Now, that could have meant after he disappeared. Now, it sort of implies that she knows more, but rather than watch, that's what they told us, right? Rather than watch that, let's watch the whole interview again, because I think it's more important. Let's watch this interview together and see what we're missing and are we catching things. Now, in the thumbnail, I did allude to sort of seemingly gets nervous by sort of her face turning red. Now, in defense, we don't know. I'm not trying to aim everything at Cassie. She's now gone silent. She was out there speaking with me, and now she's gone silent. So we're left with sort of gathering what our instincts are, what we see. She could have been nervous to be on TV. It could be just a nervous in general of being in front of a news van and everything that's going on. It does not mean she's guilty. Emily was also saying that in the chat. Mod, Emily, thank you for being clear on that. And I did want to make sure I said that, but I'm going to say it even clearer. This could be nothing, but I want you to pay attention to how red her face gets throughout it. That could just be a general nervous tick, by all means. If anybody else has thoughts or more body language sort of expertise on this, please let us know. It was just a telling sign for me because it just feels like she's hiding something, guys. I'm sorry. Not only just the way she does it, but the way she's answering the questions. So here's the full interview, and I want you to watch how much redder she gets as she's prodded with more questions.
Obviously, me and my family want Gabby to be found safe. She's like a sister, and my children love her. And all I want is for her to come home safe and sound, and this to be just a big misunderstanding.
And how close have you guys all been over the years?
For the last 2 years, Gabby's been in our life, and she's been nice and fun, and we've had a great time. My kids absolutely adore her.
And when you just heard the news, just in general, like that she's missing and that your brother's back here,
I don't understand as much as everybody else. I'm learning everything from the news too.
So right there, I don't believe her because he's been home twice. He's been home twice, and now I guess she still could not understand. She couldn't understood then. She could still not understand, right? She could be telling a truth. However, wouldn't you have asked about Gabby? Wouldn't you know more information than what you're sort of alluding in this interview? Oh, I wish I could talk to him. I haven't seen him. Yeah, I just don't understand why. Dude, he came home to you first, and then you went on a camping trip with him while the camper's there and Gabby's just not there. Now, and then by the 8th, the family had been trying to reach them. By the 8th, the family was reaching out to the Laundrie saying, we can't find Gabby, we can't find Gabby. So I'm sorry, Cassie. I was giving you a pass because you were out there trying to like seemingly honest, unlike your parents. And I thought, okay, maybe Cassie's, the black sheep of the family was like, I'm not going to go with this corruption. That's how I sort of went, and she's tricked me. But now that we know she saw him twice, which she didn't care to mention in the news, yeah, well, I saw him when he came home, and he didn't say anything about it. And then we went camping, and he didn't say anything about it. And I kept asking, where's Gabby? And wouldn't that be what a normal person says? Wouldn't that be? Yes, I saw him twice. When he came back without Gabby, I found it odd. But he said they got in a fight or blah, 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 blah. And then we went camping, and we didn't really talk about it. Even though Gabby had been missing, you'd think you'd talk about it, right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cassie. You're hiding something. And now you're caught. Because I don't think they realized that those dates at the campsite were going to be found. Or at least gone public. And for Cassie to be out here doing interviews when she saw him twice is huge red flags for me. Huge red flags to me. And while Emily and others are being fair, I think we got to be fair because I don't want to I don't know if she's guilty. I don't know if she hid anything. I don't know if she's covering up for him, but it's not looking good, man. It's another case of the dirty laundries, and me feeling very worried that something is off here. And I'm so happy because I can get another opinion now. Steph, the altar nerd. What is up, Steph?
Hey up, everyone. How's it all going?
So glad to have you back. Right off her day, her work day, jumps right into the chat. So happy to have you as always. And congrats to your 5K. Woo! 5,000 subscribers. I want to celebrate with you. But I'm on a roll. Let's keep this roll going. You haven't missed much. We're watching this footage together, and we're watching as Cassie is seemingly lying. And I got to be honest, I think she's lying. I think she's hiding something because, again, what you just walked into, she's saying she hasn't seen anything, she hasn't seen, but this part's really key for me.
They kept in touch with the kids through a video chat and their phones, and showed them all the sites, because my boys love to travel too, so they love all the Utah sites and everything they've been sending. Yeah, I mean, what I've seen a lot of people saying in YouTube videos is it was from their first trip and their current trip. They mushed it together as one thing to just start their first leg of travel. Other than FaceTime, yeah. The day before they left, they came over and helped me with the kids because I had pest control coming in. And
did they talk to like family regularly on the trip?
Yeah.
So everything.
So she's saying the last time I saw was right before the trip. We FaceTimed.
I haven't been able to talk to him. I wish I could talk to him.
I haven't been able to talk to him. I wish I could talk to him. You've talked to him twice. You've talked to him twice since Gabby was missing, and since the Petitos were looking. Steph, like right around, she's been talking about this. How can you have an interview with the news about your brother and not mention the fact that I saw him when he came home. Gabby wasn't there, and I was confused. Right, the van was there. They said they got in a fight or something. I don't know what happened there, but I'm worried. And then we went camping, and Gabby was missing. 7 days later, Gabby still hadn't returned. Aren't those things that you would say, Steph, if you're like truly saying what you believe here and you care about Gabby?
She's lying her backside off. It's quite clear. Sorry, but let's call it facts are facts and keep it 100. When you've got holes in a story like this, there's deception going on. It's as simple as that. She's trying to say as little as possible, but give at least something, because everyone's knowing and everyone's saying Laundrie family are proper dodgy. So she's like trying to give us something, being like, yeah, I kind of spoke to him, but then I kind of didn't, and I kind of saw him, but then, I kind of didn't. And I'm like, do you know what? No disrespect, all right? Shut your face. Shut your gobble, because all that's coming out is lies right now, and I really, really cannot be bothered with my ear holes and my eye holes with Cassie freaking Laundrie right now. Unless you can turn around and actually, instead of opening her gob to the press, open your gob up to the investigators and the authorities. Help them find your brother, yeah? Instead of taking all this time speaking to the press. What the hell? It's like priorities, right? Oh, I've not seen Brian, this, that, and the other. Balls if you're not seen Brian, you're not spoken to him. Balls to all of that. Sorry, but there you go.
And just to pivot, just a second. We'll have to cover this in a second. But yeah, this, for anybody who's wondering what's going on online, there's a massive outage. Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp are all down in a major outage. And so this is like major breaking news across everyone, what happened. And that's all owned by Facebook, everybody. Thanks. Why I'm not on Facebook. I mean, I am, but I don't use it. I hate them. It's not secure. F Facebook. Download this. Instagram I like. WhatsApp I've used. So Mark Zuckerberg's got my information anyway, but F Facebook. But yeah, guys, if you're wondering what's going on those platforms, they're down. But guess what's not down? YouTube's not down today. And neither is Telegram. If you like WhatsApp, go do Telegram instead. You don't need to do WhatsApp anymore. And we got a new mods. We'll send it out there. Join us on Telegram. You can chat today. Same type of thing as WhatsApp, but you can have groups and chats, and it's fun. And we're going to be there keeping the case going. But yes, everyone who's telling me about this, I understand global thing. If something is revealed that's more crazy, we will pivot over here. But I want to keep the conversation going on Cassie. So as we're watching this video, oh wait, hold on, I'm going to get there. Let's see this. Because again, shut your gob hole is the new hashtag I just put in the chat. Shut your gob hole, Cassie. Because yeah, I mean, like, one, it was so stupid you did this interview in the first place. And it just shows you were trying to save face. I'm sorry. And the lawyer's saying, well, she got her dates wrong. No, you don't do an interview while the whole world's looking and the and Petitos are questioning the Laundries, constantly calling them like, where's Gabby? And you do this interview saying, I wish I could speak to him. I don't know. I wish I could. Dude, you spoke to him twice when she was missing. Why? And if you're so close and the kids are so close, you'd think the conversation of what happened to Gabby would come up while you're on a camping trip, guys. I'm sorry. Too many red flags here.
You talk to like family regularly on the trip?
Yeah.
So everything.
That I haven't been able to talk to him.
Now look, and Emily, I'm not calling you out. Emily likes to play that. She's doing the good thing, guys. I like when somebody can make sure I play all sides, because we should always make sure we cover all sides. And you can disagree with me, right, Steph? We're allowed to disagree. We're going to tell you what we feel and keep it honest. We're not a news network. I mean, we're not like a what's it called? A private news network. We could say whatever the hell we want, and we're gonna. And now you'll notice as the questions get harder. This is when I noticed her face getting redder and redder. Now, it could totally be a nervous tic that a lot of people have. She's on television, and this is a hard topic. However, the timing of her face getting redder and redder is interesting to me, given how tougher the questions are getting of, where's Gabby? Why aren't you talking about, that it's very telling to me of, something's off. So, again, we're at the 1 minute and 46 mark. Let's just to refresh. I want you to see how her face looks, and then I'm going to zip back down.
She's like a sister, and my children love her. Kids,
you notice? It's starting to...
Did they talk to like family regularly on the trip?
Yeah.
So everything.
That I haven't been able to talk to him. I wish I could talk to him.
You just didn't want to say anything.
I know that it's all because the lawyer's advising them not to say anything.
You can.
I've cooperated every way that I can. I wish I had information, or I would give more. This is all I have is I gave to the police.
Have you talked to Gabby's family?
No one's reached out to me, and I don't know if it's appropriate for me to reach out to them with everything going on.
What would you say to her family, just so they know that you're...
Oh, we want her back safe too. Like, it's obvious. She's great. She's cute. She loves my kids. They get along together.
And just as a mom yourself, you probably can't even imagine what...
No. That's what, obviously, the big thing is, as a parent, you want to protect your kids. He always does the right thing, like in the body cam. He cooperates with the police, and he's a wonderful uncle. He's always been there when I need him. He's been there every time Gabby's needed him. It looked typical of both of them. Whenever they'd fight, they would take a little break and come back and be fine, because that's what you do in a couple. I mean,
they were in the mountains together.
I don't think so. Obviously we want her back just as bad as everybody else. I wish I could help and be the person to be that. I don't know.
So look, where I do believe her is I believe she wants Gabby back. I do believe that. I do believe she wants Gabby back. And the question though is she's evading more information. I wish the interview was full, where we had to hear what the persons are actually asking. I hate these little cuts that ABC has here. But I guess it was ABC. Has anyone? I haven't seen it. If anybody can find sort of a response by the news outlet that she's saying that she was misquoted or whatever, I'd love to see their defense, because they should come out and say, well, no, here's what it is. Here's what she asked, and she said she didn't see him. Because if we catch her that clearly in a lie, well, that's pretty damning. The problem is she never really said it herself. The news anchor said it. The news anchor said she hasn't seen Brian since his return, but the reality is she saw him twice while camping. Right away, came to the house, and then a second time while camping. Now, if you just saw her once, maybe, like in the beginning, I'd be like, all right, maybe there was just, I don't know. But twice, and you went camping with him, you had all that time to sort of get more information about what happened with him and Gabby. And maybe, Steph, the lawyers are saying, you can't talk about it. Don't talk about what he told you. Don't talk about... I get that. But to play like the nice sister, right, who's like, I don't know, I wish I could talk to him. I wish I could. You did! You talked to him twice! I'm sorry, this isn't okay with me. This pisses me off. We got some more information now, because everyone's looking into who is Cassie Laundrie. And the question I want to get to next and then I'm going to go to Steph. We're going to get there, but it's like, I've had a lot of you send me stuff. Now, just because there's a picture of her on a boat doesn't mean, and I can't even tell if this is on a boat. Someone sent me a picture of it. Yeah, no, here she is on her boat. I can't confirm whether they own boats. I always want to be honest and upfront with you guys. I'm not going to pull some weird photo and make you guys go speculate and take this elsewhere. So please, if you have more of this, let us know. All I know is in Florida, it's very easy to get boats. And I'm going to talk about that because I went to Camp DeSoto. But yeah, she seems to have a boat. She has a nice home. She's got a lot of security cameras at her home. Brian Netton was live there. It feels like she could figure this out if she wanted, or she could be very vocal and say, look, I'm disappointed in my brother. I don't know why he hasn't said anything. Petitos, you can talk to me. You know what I mean, Steph? There's just common decency one would do in this case, where I feel like it doesn't even matter at this point. Speak up. You know what I mean? Like, speak up, because it's clear whether Cassie's involved in harboring him or getting him out. It seems clear she's hiding something. Do you agree?
Hell yeah. And if Gabby was such a sister, this, that, and the other, then freak her turning around and saying, oh, well, I haven't had a chance to reach out to Gabby's family, this, that, and the other. No, you had every single freaking chance, right, to reach out to Gabby's family and try and help. But just like your parents, you've stayed stum. And what she's trying to do now is this whole PR marketing kind of situation. Be like, actually, no, we laundries are actually really, really good people, blah, blah, blah. Bollocks. Not a chance in hell. She just, again, needs to shut her gob hole shut. Because what's coming out is just lies, 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 and it ain't helping the situation. Is it helping to find Brian Laundrie? No. But is it trying to help the Laundrie family in terms of their image and how people are trying to see them? Hell yeah. All freaking selfish. All about them. No, it's about the Petito family and what they're going through at the moment. So if you are going to be speaking to the media, speak up in regards to trying to help find Brian Laundrie. No, oh, well, I spoke to him maybe once or twice, or probably a zillion times, actually. She's probably spoken to Brian more than that, because I'm sorry, she's lying through her back teeth as far as I'm concerned. My opinion, my conspiracy, my theory, my whatever. But yeah, she's absolutely pure trash in my opinion. And yeah, absolutely tasteless, that interview. And what she was saying. I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Well, there's some more information. We're going to go through sort of more information about Cassie, and I want you guys to let me know if you find any. Again, leave her alone. I'm not trying to make anybody harass anybody, but if we have other intel out there to sort of help figure out what's going on and could she have done anything, please send it over. Now, there was also this stuff was shared with Good Morning America. So this is one of her last text messages with Gabby. This is from Gabby. I guess this is the aunt to Gabby. This is Gabby here. Oh my gosh, I can't believe school started already. Hi, I saw your post on Instagram. So cute. Send me the picture of the boys to show Brian. I guess this is Gabby, right? Sorry, I'm reading Gabby up top. It's the reverse. And this is Cassie in the blue. So this is Gabby talking. Oh my gosh, I can't believe school started already. Hi, I saw your post on Instagram. So cute. Send me the picture of the boys to show Brian. LOL. And I love their backpacks too. We're in Arches right now, so we don't have the best Wi-Fi, but we did send you some mail. Hey, hopefully these pics came through then. They had a great day. Love school. Can't wait to go back home tomorrow. Happy boys. I don't check the mail every day, but I'll get it to them tomorrow morning after the bus when they get home from school. Okay, so the last message from them. This is sad, kind of totally sad, coming in from Gabby. Here's apparent postcards that came in. Oh my gosh, me and Uncle Brian were sitting on a rock eating a snack after our long walk, and the fattest squirrel I've ever seen came right on my lap. And with its tiny hands stored a piece of the granola bar I was eating. Can you believe it? He must steal everyone's food. Oh man, that's wild. A squirrel, LOL, and Gabby. I mean, these are just adorable and so sad we lost her. Uncle Brian and I miss you so much. Everywhere we go reminds you of like the red rocks at Bryce Canyon. The sky here is so open. There's more stars than I've ever seen. Scorpio is so big and bright every night. Oh, the stars. It always the first one. Me and Uncle Brian spot. Love, Aunt Gabby. And so these are the postcards that she sent back. From there. Now, there's how does writing Gabby to go over postage markings? Don't postage markings go over what's already written? And then some people are saying that the signatures don't match. A lot of people are getting into this a little bit more. I think they're close enough. But this is more information she's sort of provided to show that things were normal. And the reality is, Steph, things could have been normal with the aunt, Cassie, and relationship and the kids and everything. it's not uncommon for Cassie to not know the extent of how serious it was with Brian and everything else. So it's common, especially for like, who knows how close Brian and Cassie were. We don't really know a lot of these answers. But that's more information we have, as well as there is who is Cassie Laundrie? Who is the woman who claimed Gabby Petito was like a sister? Here's more information coming in now. This is from The Independent. Proudly shared postcards and text message she had been sent from the woman who was like a sister to her, which is weird you share those. You know what I mean, Steph? It's already like a weird defensive mode to say, look how nice and cute everybody was. There's just something about it. It's, given how private everything else has been, it is weird for her to go out there with this messages from Gabby. It's the only interview we've given by the Laundrie family, but her statement that she hasn't talked to her brother since he returned is now been confirmed to be incorrect. Miss Laundrie saw the 23-year-old brother on September 1st and again on the 6th when she joined the family at Fort DeSoto campsite, the lawyer confirmed. 2 days after the interview aired, Gabby Petito remains were found in a campsite in Wyoming. Her death has been ruled a homicide. After Miss Petito's death was announced, Cassie shared a moment with ABC saying, right now, my husband and I would like to express our condolences and prayers to the Petito family. Gabby was a fun and loving influence to the boys, as she always referred to them. We will cherish all the time we spent with her. So she was born October 13th, 1989, first child of Christopher and Roberta Laundrie, same parents. Her Facebook profile, which is under her married name, says she is from Bayport, New York, which is where the Laundrie family lived before moving to Florida. According to public records, she's married to James Lusix, and the couple believed to have 2 young boys. Now, we should leave these boys alone. I want to get more information of what else can we gather here. Photos on Brian's Instagram show him playing tennis and climbing with his nephews. Wedding certificate in Sarasota. Public record shows the couple married in 2015 in Venice, Florida. And he was born in Guatemala, the husband. The couple lives in Lakewood Ranch, Manatee County, about 50 miles north of her parents' home in Northport, so above. So if he was coming back, he could have, while driving back, it would make sense that maybe he took a break there to, go to the bathroom, get a bite to eat. Maybe there was just a casual, I don't know. Maybe she was told something we don't know, Steph. It's hard to keep playing benefit of the doubt here, but 50 miles above where Northport was. LinkedIn profile lists the husband's occupation as pool repair specialist. He's worked at Pinch a Penny, which is a huge chain out here in Florida for pool supplies. He studied criminal justice. Interesting. The husband of Brian's studied criminal justice and political science at State College of Florida, Manatee, Sarasota, between 2008 2010. All right, so 2 years. She probably doesn't know that much. Social media profile shows him riding a jet ski. On September 20th, a pair of apparent law enforcement officers visited the Miss Laundrie's home hours after FBI agents raided her parents' Northport home. So on the 20th, they did go to the house and inspected it. So the FBI has been there, which is good to know, searching for clues. Here they are, law enforcement officers reached visiting the ranch home of Brian Laundrie's sister. Here is that information as they go in. When you see them storming, it's always just a couple of them. You notice it's not like the movies where like 100 cop cars pull up and they're carrying boxes of evidence out. Apparently, 2 officers, I guess, walked up in the rain to the house. Does that seem sufficient to you, Steph?
Whatever.
All right.
It is what it is, isn't it?
It is what it is. And then she told ABC News she was on vacation at Disney World in Orlando when she first was contacted by the authorities about the disappearance. Picture from 2019 on her Facebook shows Magic Kingdom with fireworks exploding. Friends praise her photography skills. Man, they're really grasping for information here. I was sheer luck. I thought my husband's son looked so cute with the snow coming down. I mean, guys, anybody in Florida goes to Disney World like 100 times because we get the Orlando discounts. Not really much saying here. For the last 2 years, Gabby's been in our life, and she's been nice and fun with my kids. Absolutely adore her. Is that after? It's weird she's speaking in the past tense. Asked about Miss Petito's disappearance, she said, I don't understand as much as everybody. I'm learning everything from the news, too. I talked to the police the second they called. I called them right back. We were in Orlando. I hope she's safe. It's weird. Why is she talking to the... I guess she's just talking about in the past. She's always been. It's weird to speak. She's always nice with the kids. I wouldn't speak about my living niece that way. Hope she's good and safe. Asked about the police body cam footage. She said, I didn't find anything peculiar other than the couple's spat gone wrong. I don't know. I mean, Gabby was pretty upset there. I mean, more so on the second footage, to be fair. They talked about the van life trip for a while. They loved to travel. They sent us postcards along the way and kept in touch with the kids through video chat and their phones, showed them at sites because my boys love to travel, love all the Utah sites. And I've seen a lot of people saying their YouTube videos was the first trip and their current trip. They mushed it together as one thing. The day before they left, he came over and helped with the kids because I had pest control. I haven't been able to talk to him. I wish I could talk to him. I know that it's all because of the lawyers advising them not to say anything, talking about the parents. I think I've cooperated. We want her back too. It's obvious she's great. She's cute. She loves my kids. They get along. You want to protect your kids. He's always do the right thing, like in the body cam. He's a wonderful uncle. He's always been there when I needed him. He's been there when Gabby's needed him. I looked typical, both of them. Whenever they would fight, they would take a little break and come back and be fine because that's what you do as a couple. I wish I could help. Steph, is that typical as a couple, you think? Do you agree with her there? I mean, anything else you see here that's a red flag or anything else to add?
It's odd that she kind of spoke about Gabby in the past tense. That's a big indicative in regards to like when you look at language. If you really believe that she's still alive and she's out there, you'd be like, Gabby's a wonderful person. She's so nice, this, that, and the other. Saying that she's been nice though, definitely is a red flag for me. The other thing as well is, she's trying to describe the relationship between the kids and Gabby as, oh, it's Aunt Gabby, and oh, Aunt Gabby this and Aunt Gabby that, and she's so wonderful, blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay then. Well, if you adored her so much, this, that, and the other, then you'd want to get to the bottom of what happened. The only way you can really get to the bottom of that right now, hon, is finding your freaking brother, right? It's so sickening. Whenever they go to the police and the authorities, it's for them, right? Oh, dogs at the door. We're so scared. Oh, Brian's missing. Our poor baby boy. He's so missing. Blah, 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 blah. Right? You go to the press. It's all about how wonderful the Laundrie family are. How awesome you were with Gabby. Aunt Gabby, this, that, and the other. Yet, there is not one thing that comes out of any of those big fat gobs that turn around and say, we support the Petito family, we want to find Brian, get to the bottom of this, and get justice for Gabby one way or another. If he did it, he faces the consequences. If he doesn't, well, there'll be evidence there to prove otherwise, won't there? Either way, Gabby, we loved her as well, so we want to get to the bottom of it. But no, not one time does it come out of their big fat ass gobs at all. It is disgusting how they're trying to play the police and the media at the same time. And guys, I know you lot out there, you're not falling for it. Continue to be very, very skeptical of the Laundrie family as far as I'm concerned, because their intent is basically, as far as I'm concerned, my philosophy, my conspiracy, my opinion, my whatever, is they don't want Brian Laundrie to be found. They don't want him to be found, which therefore means they don't want justice for Gabby. Right? Disgusting, despicable family as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, say it with your chest, Steph. She doesn't hide it. I'm with you,
I don't
man.
give a shiz. I'm going to say it as it is, mate.
Yeah, look, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. And it's part of the reason I'm looking for everything, because I try to give the benefit of the doubt. But when you knowing now as we've gone through it all, and again, to watch this,
Obviously.
and when we watch her answers, look at her. She's getting more and more nervous there. And I know that's something that happens to a lot of people, but it only happens as the questions for the harder questions is what brings that sort of pulsating. That does happen when you lie. It does happen when you lie. It could be a common thing too, but there's just something about this that just screams, something's off. And I think she did a disservice by speaking forward. She was trying to I think she was trying to protect him, and like a sister maybe would, right? But I asked the poll in the chat, do you think she knows where Brian is? That's the next question I want to get to. I think she's hiding something. I absolutely think she's hiding something. That to me feels pretty clear based on everything we're looking at, what she's caught. I don't care what the lawyer's saying otherwise. The lawyer's saying, oh, well, it's, the discrepancy is, just because, the question was asked improperly. Poorly posed by the Inquirer, misinterpreted. I mean, he's not saying that they lied. The news outlet, is that any prior communication that does not reflect this is simply a difference of relating an answer to a question misinterpreted by Cassie or a poorly posed question by the Inquirer. So they're not even calling the news outlet wrong. She never said that. They're like, oh, it's just a misinterpretation. which to me, again, only confirms the fact that, yeah, she's caught lying here. And now they have to play defense. So she clearly knows something, I think, is the moral of the story here, Steph. Now, the next speculation is, what does she know? So I've asked the poll. I'm curious if you think she knows where he is. Now, I don't personally think she knows where he is, but I think she knows how he escaped. I feel pretty. This is, again, speculation and gut. We do that in the channel sometimes, but I always want to, set up a warning. There's no proof of this. However, my gut says, yeah, she knows why, and I think that camping trip, which I'm gonna load that video in the next day or two, so you can see the footage of what I'm talking about. What was interesting, Steph, is while we were there on that site, like I had my kids stay on the neighboring site, and if there was someone right next to them, it would have been a little harder, but they chose a campsite that had a lot of space next to them. Now, the neighbors that we saw the picture of when you see Brian, like, I reenacted that so I could see if that was it, and it totally was Brian. Especially if they were in that site, totally Brian. And I had my son walk out, sort of the same difference. I recreated it so we could tell. What was interesting is they picked a site that sort of had a wall, so that neighbor, they wouldn't have been able to hear anything that they were talking about. Now, if someone was right directly next to them, would have been a little bit more careful. You'd had to whisper a little bit more, but those sites aren't even always filled. There's a lot, they come and go. And I tested it. I had my kids talk while I was next to them, and they could have spoken. To me, I don't. If you're on the run, right? Again, speculation. You're worried about hiding stuff. I wouldn't want to say it at home. I wouldn't trust my own house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't trust my own house because if the cops are on me, or I'm thinking the cops are on me, I don't want my phone's there. I don't want to think I'm bugged. I'm going to be super paranoid and just assume whatever. I'm not talking there. My Alexa, whatever's out there. If I'm going to talk about disposing a body or escaping from the government, from the cops, I'm going to go somewhere more remote where no one knows I am. You know what I mean? That's, to me, what I would do. And so this campsite that they're all met at as a vacation spot totally could have been that spot. As I was walking there, I was like, this is totally a perfect area for them to seemingly look like they're doing the norm, but conspire to figure out how the hell to get off that island. And that island had so many opportunities and exits to leave from as I was walking around. In fact, you could say you were at 1, but I drove over to 40, and there were and I'm going to show you on video, total spots where you could have a kayak waiting, meet off. I think you kayaked, again, my guess, kayak off of that island to one of the other islands where you meet someone with a boat and jet off. And that's what Hubbard agreed to. He's like, such an easy way to disappear from that island. It's too weird to me that I think they might. I'm curious if they were there the first and we just don't have confirmation. If someone went in the first to do some spotting, but they were there for a couple of days where they could have easily prepped, and then Brian didn't come back. Totally possible. And I also filmed all the cameras as I went in and out, which I'll show you in that video too, so you can see all of the opportunities of what kind of cameras and angles would have been filming, so we can get a better idea of all that. But rather than just start playing the footage raw here, I wanted to organize my thoughts and give you something more contained. So stay tuned to my sort of coverage of that. But you'll be able to see the campsite in all its glory, because I do believe that campsite is an instrumental part of this case, because it's a sort of last time we saw them on record, and last time we saw Brian, right? And a totally remote place where he could have dipped without a question of a doubt to me. So bringing that back, Steph, what are your theories? And obviously you'll see the video and you can make some more of your call, but do you feel like that was clearly a family meeting in a way, or could it have been where they were out at somewhere remote trying to figure out what to do next?
Completely plausible because of the remote location and it being so private and so secluded. Yeah, it is a possibility. Of course, your speculation isn't based on any evidence, which is fair enough. It's just pure speculation. But is it possible? It's plausible. I'll give you that. However, this whole Fort DeSoto situation and this whole focus on Fort DeSoto situation, I think now in a way is a little bit of a red herring, in the sense of, was he there? Yes. Is he there now? No, I really don't think so. It wouldn't make sense for him to be there because it's a cul-de-sac in a way. Where is he going to go to? Where is he going to run? He's just going to jump from island to island until he's caught. There's not really much place that he can go to. We need to, in my opinion, take a lot of the focus away from Fort DeSoto and look at the Appalachian Trail. I think he's there.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I feel like there's no doubt he's not there now. He's definitely not there now. Just to be clear, I agree with you. I don't. Hold on, my chat's being what happened here? My OBS messed up. Hopefully you guys can still see me okay. I don't believe he's there now at all, but I do believe he planned to leave from there. I think that was where he exited, and so to me, it's more of in lining up what's where he went, figuring out where could he have gone from there is what I think the next question is. Hold on, let me make sure this is working. Sorry, getting my...
If I just bring up the timeline that we've got.
There we go.
Because I just want to check something, because you're saying it's the last time people saw him.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
that picture of him at the campground was the last time we saw it. There's no other...
Okay,
I mean,
so...
except for... I mean, there's deer camp, right? There's a lot of other speculation
Not
shots.
exactly, so... Let me just double check something. Yeah, so they go on this camping trip between the 6th and the 7th, potentially the 8th as well, because that's when they had it booked out between the 6th and the 8th. The
Right.
Laundries say that they left a day early on the 7th, right?
Uh-huh.
However, on our timeline, on the 9th or 10th of September, the Laundries, they were all spotted walking around the neighborhood by the neighbors. After that camping trip.
What day was that again?
The 9th, 10th of September.
Oh, okay. So
The neighbors
really?
spotted the Laundries doing a little bit of a neighborhood walk around about that time after they came back from Fort DeSoto. Yeah, because when you were saying that's the last time people saw Brian Laundrie, I have to double check some. I don't think so based on our timeline.
If we can confirm that, then that's interesting, because then he didn't dip out when they left the camping site. So he did. We have seen him since they returned home. We're positive
According
the
to neighbors, yeah.
But the neighbors, I thought, said they weren't sure what day that was. That's a confirmed date?
Yeah, they say either the 9th or the 10th. They were a little bit, what is it? Because they then say activity around the camper. So a neighbor stayed around this date about a week after Brian returned. The family packed up the camper attached to their pickup truck to go to Fort DeSoto. And then afterwards, the neighbors are saying that they spotted the Laundries walking around the neighborhood around about that time.
Well, that messes up my theory, which is why I love this show, because we can go through it. All right, so let me make sure I have opening your timeline, because Steph did all the work on this, and this is why you go subscribe to Steph the Alter Nerd. Here we go. So this is the one. I'm looking at it now. Let's put it up so everyone can see it and know what we're talking about. If you don't have this, Steph can share it. Right there. I don't know if I'm looking at one. One's for us, one's for the public, but this should be the one I'm at. Okay, and then so second camping trip. This was on the 8th. So the second camping trip wasn't on the 10th. Oh, somewhere else. That wasn't the place we were. That's right. So maybe they went something else. So okay, so got it. So the Fort DeSoto is here. Yeah. Activity around the camper. Laundrie spotted walking around the neighborhood. Okay, so that's true. So they couldn't. So she probably didn't leave around that time. They could have gone back. They could have figured out a way to get back in. I got in without registering, for the record, to Fort DeSoto. I saw someone else saying in the chat, Maximilian, thank you, Maximilian. Sorry, my chats have frozen for some reason. Now I just reactivated it. I'm trying to get the old chats, and I'm sorry, so sorry. But I can't seem to find them. Something's wrong with... I wonder if the whole internet's frying today right now, stuff. But Maximilian, I do see yours, and I see Will's. Maximilian says, I think the small trip was an intervention for Brian. It very well could be. I find it hard to believe that they weren't prepping something on that camping trip. Will Taylor also, best channel covering the story. Keep up the good work. Hope the AT sighting is legit and they catch him soon. Which one's the AT sighting? Oh, Appalachian Trail. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
The Appalachian Trail. Yeah.
I mean, that seems to be where most people think he is, which we're waiting on more definitive information on that. But yeah. And then Selena just said, Facebook just post, I just see reported seeing Brian in Bristol, Tennessee, Wednesday, September 29th, near the Bristol Motor Speedway. Send that over, Selena. We'll vet that and make sure if that's legit, and we'll talk about it. But as for this, Steph is then correct.
I mean, the timeline, if you go further down, 14th of September, Brian was seen buying a burner phone at AT&T store in Northport, Florida on 14th of September, and the FBI seized footage of the day. And family attorney Steve Bertolino confirms the phone purchase, but then said he believed Brian left the burner phone at home.
So this is the last time we saw him is on the 14th?
Yeah.
Where that's right. We did see him in the AT&T store, and then that's when he was going hiking in the Carlton Reserve, where they've been searching for so long.
Correct.
Glad we confirmed that. So I was my order of things was incorrect. So that's why we talk it out. So yeah. So the camping trip would have been a few days before, but even regardless of whether the neighbors are right or wrong, the AT&T store is the last time we saw Brian, confirmed by the lawyer, and they have footage of him buying that supposed burner phone, which we talked about that on the stream as well.
Which, why buy a burner phone and then ditch it the same day? I
think it was a way to hide the other one for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, interesting. Andy and Steph, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp is down. You can't get on. It's worldwide. Yeah, I know. We've been talking about that.
I know.
We don't know what's wrong. But for those of you who are wondering, if you're watching us, yes, you can go check. This platform's working so far, but that would make sense. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp are all connected. Have they made a statement yet? It is weird. This has happened, and they haven't made a statement yet. How long will Facebook down? Company says it is aware of issue, but not why it is broken or when it will come back online. Jesus. WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook have all gone down in a major outage. 3 apps, which are all owned by Facebook, run on a shared infrastructure, all completely stopped working. I mean, we could speculate all day, but I'm not going to until we have more information. But I don't know if it was hacked or they did an update. Companies often cryptic about cases. They note that such a leaked transcript in 2008 notes that such outages are a big deal. Any problems can often lead people to start using competitors instead, and noted that it can take months to win back trust and get people back on Facebook's platform. You know what I say to that, Steph? Good. F Facebook. Can't stand Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg is the worst. Too much control. Can't stand it. Same with whoever runs Google. It's all there's like 3 people who run the world, Steph. But man, I'm so sick of Zuckerberg. Yeah. We need more competition online, more apps, more choices. And Zuckerberg's is one. I'm happy to see fall down. Get out of here. You got way too much money. I don't like you. Don't like your page. It sucks. The navigation sucks. Promoting stuff as a brand sucks. They have no rhyme or reason to what they do on anything on that platform. YouTube, I have my issues, Steph, but at least they leave me alone to sort of do things. They limit me, but Facebook is so edited and crazy. Facebook sucks. But all right, back on topic. But thank you for the heads up, Chris. For those of you who are watching live wondering what's going on those other platforms, that's why it's what's happening. And that's why I'm not on Facebook often. I post once in a while, but I never do.
Yeah, it screwed up my work a little bit.
Oh, did it? What's good? It's an excuse.
Part of my work, I have to be on like Facebook and Instagram and all that. So yeah, that was an interesting end to my day when it all kind of went kaput.
A lot of people, I haven't even checked in a little bit. I posted something earlier, but a lot of people must be going. It is. A lot of people are. Yeah, it's crazy. It's true. The whole thing's down.
Nuts.
It looks like my profile's deleted when I go search it. It's really weird. Yeah, it's just reloaded. Dead zone. What happens if we lose the internet? My God, can you imagine, Steph? Jesus, the world would go nuts. All right, well, I'm trying to collect your old...
my head would explode.
We'd all go crazy. Betty, thank you, Betty, for the chat. Ghostly Girls, do you think maybe he could be headed back to the scene of the crime? No. I don't see why.
No.
They're already all over it.
No.
I don't see any benefit to going back there. He had plenty of time during... I mean, it was interesting talking to Detective Hubbard because it was like, he's like, dude, he did it. He's like, there's just too much weird stuff about it. There's too many weird things, him showing up, etc. And the cops messed up so much. But I can't imagine he didn't screw up. Whatever, even if he didn't murder her, he left her there stranded in the middle of the world, on the side of the road. So that dude's guilty, and that's why he dipped. But back to the topic as we wrap this sort of first topic up before I pivot over to some other topics, including Dog the Bounty Hunter and Saturday Night Live. Cassie didn't help matters. I think she was trying to help matters. She looks more nervous to me, and I think she did a disservice by she's covering for her brother, as siblings maybe would, and I think at the end of the day she could have helped Petito's more. Does she know where he is? I don't think she knows where he's physically located now. But does she aware of how they got rid of him? I think so. Steph, do you concur? Was she involved in that powwow to figure out the way to remove him?
Kind of. I'm going one step further here. I think she knows how he escaped, and I think she knows where he is, or knows how to get in touch with him. For sure. For sure. My conspiracy, my theory, my whatever. She's in on it all the way. Because she was in so much contact with Gabby and Brian whilst they were on the road. Look at it. All those text messages, those wonderful postcards. And you're telling me all of a sudden that kind of contact whilst Brian's away goes completely kaput. People stick to patterns. Stick to what they know, right? And he's on the run in the Appalachian Trail or wherever right now. She knows exactly how to get in touch with him and vice versa. I'm going one step further and saying that. She knows it all.
Yeah, I mean, there's another theory I saw. Her brother, maybe he's outside. He's in a distant relative's home. There's so many opportunities, but still harboring him with all this attention is so dangerous, so dangerous, and it all takes is one knock. There's something. She definitely knows something. However, I don't. Yeah, I'm not sold on necessarily whether she knows. Now, if she was so involved in that she sort of could get the boats or whatever to sort of help him get on his way, then maybe. But this idea that he was sort of able to go to the reserve and then has just been hiking on his own and not gotten caught, it's so hard to believe. I mean, like, it just, the FBI suck if that's really what happened. I feel like there has to be a misdirect. There was something, I think he dumped something in the Carlton Reserve, whether it was the family or him. I think evidence was dumped in the Carlton Reserve, and I think he went somewhere else while that was happening to sort of, split up the scent in two different directions. But at some point, this dude can't hide forever. It might be a while, in which case, as this case slows down, we sort of wait until we get more information as everybody's still on the lookout. But at some point, something's going to find him. Christopher Hunt, I thought their lawyer restated that the phone was bought on the 4th, not the 14th. Is that true? We should verify.
If you've got a link for that, let us know.
I know he did say it on the 14th, but yeah, if we can adjust it, because that does seem later than I remember, and that's why we're confused. And that's why the timeline is important to sort of help us remember what's happening. If that changes, then it's up to the neighbor's testimony. And could he have left Fort DeSoto? Is still where I'm debating. All right, sorry. Let me add a slow chat because I know you guys are going crazy in the chat. Sorry, it just makes slow chat.
Whilst you're doing that, just to make everyone aware, the timeline that we've compiled, we have all our sources as well listed below that backs up everything that's been included in the timeline. So if you're messaging something like that where you're saying, hang on, I thought the attorney restated that it was bought on the 4th and not the 14th, if you send us like a link as a source to prove that's the case, then yeah, we can get that sorted.
Absolutely. That's what's nice about this and all the work Steph put in there. All right, I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss. Why can't I get? For some reason, the stream elements receipts aren't popping in, and I feel terrible because I hate not reading your comments, guys. I'm so sorry. I missed a bunch from the beginning of the stream, so my apologies. But for some reason, I don't know if it has anything to do. Oh, here we go. Wait, no. It's for some reason it's not showing me.
Stream elements, apparently I've seen someone say it's down. Let me just double check that.
So I can see them now, but the ones you sent earlier up until 12 minutes ago, I'm sorry, I can't go back and get. Wait. No, here we go. I can scroll down. Aha!
Can you filter in your OBS
I got
studio?
I got it. Yeah, now it's in there. Stacy M. There we go. Stacy M, thank you. Suzanne, thank you for the chat. Melissa, you tell him, Steph. There we go. When you run your rant. Jolene, what up, Jolene? You know I'm going to do it every time. Jolene. No, that was terrible. LOL, we need a balls and a shut your gob stickers, y'all. We do. Steph, we need balls and shut your gob. Ambra, what's up, Ambra? Congratulations to Popcorn Planet's 200K and Steph's 5K. You guys rock. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you, Ambra. Amazing milestones for both Steph and I. It's so incredible that we both got to cross those milestones together. And thanks to all of you who've been watching. As we really get into these cases, we dig it down. We will bring you the news, give you our honest feedback without any holding back anyness, especially from Steph. She does not hold her gob back. And neither do I. She's more entertaining.
My gob is too big. Nothing can stop it.
A lot of people are with me that he left from Fort DeSoto. Let me end this chat. The poll. So 83%, Steph, 83% think that Cassie Laundrie knows where Brian is. Does that surprise you? Is that higher?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that's higher or less than
No.
you thought? It's pretty. I think it's a pretty fair high majority.
Yeah. I think it's still a very, very high majority. Over 4 out of 5 people are basically saying Cassie's a lying cowbag, and she absolutely knows where Brian is, and should shut her cake hole until she actually tells the truth. Fair play.
And then I see people in the chat, because now they slow it down. It just takes you 10 seconds per chat, so that way we don't get everyone inundating or spamming. Some people are saying he opened an account on the 4th, but the video is the 14th. However, a lot of people are going back and forth saying, well, no, they confirmed it on the 14th. If anybody has a confirmed link that he actually was on video on the 4th, that would be important. So send it on over so we can adjust that. Because if you got the phone before that DeSoto trip, and that's when they were on video, that's even more sketchy to me. Angela, thank you. Have you guys looked into Brian's phone? Brother-in-law Joseph Laundrie. No. Cassie's husband? Is that who that is? We're just getting into Cassie now, and we're going to look more into him as well. Digital, if that's who you're talking about. If there's another Laundrie, he only has one sister, so it has to be Cassie's. Joshua is Cassie's from Guatemala. Is that the one you're talking about, Angela? Digital Dandy. I wonder if there's an outage. Wonder if the outage has anything to do with last night's Facebook whistleblower interview. Oh, I missed that. There was a Facebook whistleblower interview? Ooh, send me that. I want to cover that. I want to cover that. I love exposing Facebook.
Dude.
Melissa Jones, send that over, Digital Danny. Melissa Jones, Cassie said, I haven't been able to talk to him, she said. I wish I could talk to him. I take it as she wishes she would tell him what happened. Melissa, that could be an angle. You're not wrong. As in, like, I wish I could talk to him now and understand what he's doing. That is one take to cover all sides. Lady Adore, love watching your show during work. Thank you. You're welcome, Lady Amador. Hoping to keep your work life more interesting. Bottom left on Steph's screen, we can see a dog.
Yeah, it's probably the Trigger or Samson.
Something in there. Maximilian, maybe she can't say due to the Laundrie's lawyer. Well, she shouldn't have said anything then, because now the lawyer's like, you stupid idiot, why'd you talk at all? And then Megan Sue was the first chat of the day. Please show the drone footage. I can't tell if it's a person or a pool cleaner. Plus, how are they just gardening like it's just any other day? Need thoughts. Is there new drone footage today? Megan Sue, please send it to me. We will go through that next. And I'm about to go check Brian Eaton's interview about things. So we have lots more to cover. I just want to wrap up this part on Cassie. I thought her lawyer, we got that, Christopher Suffragam. After hearing about brother-in-law, what about taking a cargo freight ship to Guatemala? It's possible. Don't know that one, but it's possible. And then Anonymous, by the way, I tried messaging you on Twitter, and I hope you subscribe to my channel. LOL, it's okay. If that's okay on my channel, I can use some promotions, LOL. Yeah, thank you, man. Let's keep it on topic, or send it to me. I'll check it out, but I apologize. I appreciate you sending it anonymous. I night air. Alicia K. Facebook whistleblower interview now available on Tube via 60 Minutes last night. Ooh, all right, we can go there, Alicia. If we have no other information here, I'll go there in a little bit. Anonymous, by the way, I tried messaging you on Twitter. Hope you subscribe. Okay, we just got that. Thank you, Anonymous. I'm careful promoting people unless I know them or they're friends of mine. I'm happy to if you got something information, but it's hard to do midstream. I want to make sure you're not some like really crazy sketchy channel. I'm sure you're not, but you know what I'm saying? Just send it to me and I will check it out and vet it before anything. All right, so here's the last thing I wanted to play. I sent a DM about the phone and on the phone. Okay, Maximilian, let me check that quickly. While I'm checking that, I wanted to play this, which was Brian Enton's update on the timeline. So you go like this while I verify a couple of more links. Here's Brian Enton, obviously a big fan of Brian Enton. Watch his reporting. This is from Friday night, I believe. The first, this is Friday night, talking about the discrepancies.
Brian, let's talk about the significance of Brian Laundrie's sister, Cassie, because on the 17th of September, she gave an interview to ABC, and she said those words, that she hadn't been able to talk to her brother. Walk me through why this is so interesting now.
So first of all, Ashley, I want to say that we have all been trying to talk to Cassie Laundrie. We all tried to interview her. The only person she talked to was ABC News. And when she did that interview last month, she said that she hadn't talked to her brother. And ABC News reported she had not talked to her brother since he returned to Florida without Gabby. So that was what we were sort of under the assumption of for the last several weeks. Well, now we have learned from the Laundrie family attorney, Mr. Bertolino, according to him, he says that that is not the case, that Cassie has actually seen her brother 2 times. The first time on September 1st, when the attorney says that Brian went to Cassie's house and met with her. And the second time is September 6th, when Mr. Bertolino says Cassie was at that campground where Brian and his parents were, Fort DeSoto, where the entire family was having a camp out.
All right, so in that light, Brian, I want to play that really significant piece of Cassie's interview. Here's the rub. I can't find anywhere online. All of our producers have looked everywhere online through ABC's websites for the actual transcript and the actual raw interview. There are pieces and snippets, and I'm going to play you the snippet. There is no question from the reporter included, so I can't give you that. But here is the reporter who asked questions of Cassie Laundrie on the 17th of September. And this was her answer about not having been able to talk to her brother. Take a look.
I haven't been able to talk to him. I wish I could talk to him. Yeah. I've cooperated every way that I can. I wish I had information or I would give more. This is all I have is I gave to the police.
Okay, so Brian, the statement that Steve Bertolino, the family lawyer, gave to you was 2-part. We had just showed that first part that said Cassie saw her brother Brian on September 1st when he stopped by her home, and again on September 6th at Fort DeSoto Park. And then it went on to say this: law enforcement agencies are well aware of these dates. Any prior communication by Cassie that does not reflect these dates is simply a difference of relating an answer to a question misinterpreted by Cassie or poorly posed by the inquirer. So we're now to take the words of Cassie, which are, I haven't been able to talk to him. I wish I could talk to him, as either a bad question from the reporter or a confused answer from Cassie. Either way, I don't know how much more clear. I haven't been able to talk to him, but she was with him on the 1st and she was with him on the 6th.
And what's important to point out, Ashley, is you played that clip from Cassie, but in the ABC Good Morning America piece, again, the only news outlet that actually spoke to Cassie, the reporter before that soundbite said that Cassie had not seen her brother since he had come back from his trip and been back in Florida. So that is what ABC News is reporting. You mentioned it. We've been trying to get the transcript. I mean, we would love to see the raw interview and be able to sort of go through it ourselves. Also, I would have loved to interview Cassie myself. We've tried. Other news outlets have tried. Well, we're basing this on ABC News reporting, and now the lawyer is saying that that is not actually the case.
So in all of this scrutiny, Brian, I think we found something else that's a bit troubling. And this is going to take some thinking. So folks at home, put on your timeline hat. That interview was given on September 17th. That is a Thursday. 2 days before that interview, Brian apparently vanished. So Brian has now been gone for 2 days. And it isn't until the next day that the Laundries are going to tell the police this. But let's just think for a moment. Mr. and Mrs. Laundrie have not seen their son for 1 night, and for 2 nights. They never called the sister to say, has he gone to your house? He didn't come home from the swamp. Now, with that as the context, I want to play this next piece of that interview because, and I'm going to have to read the question for you, because otherwise it's a little hard to hear it from the reporter. But the reporter said, and when you just heard the news that in general that she's missing and that your brother is back here, and Cassie answers. So now let's watch that clip. And remember, her brother has been missing for 2 days, okay? That's when this interview is being taken. Take a look.
And when you just heard the news, just in general, like that she's missing and that your brother's back here.
I don't understand as much as everybody else. I'm learning everything from the news, too.
Brian, that is very troubling. Nobody knew at that point that Brian Laundrie had been on the run for 2 days. And I'm to assume that the sister doesn't know either. Mom and Dad aren't worried enough about where Brian is spending his nights that they don't call her and say, is he at your house? Are we really to believe that this woman is telling the truth when she says, and let me be clear here, the question was, and when you heard the news that just in general, she's missing and your brother is back here, I don't understand. As much as everybody else I'm learning from the news. This is really disquieting.
Well, and let's take a step back even farther here, Ashley, because I was thinking about this for the last couple of hours. The lawyer is now admitting that the sister Cassie had Brian over the house on September 1st and then was at the campground on the camping trip. So weren't they all discussing where is Gabby? I mean, the sister was there with Brian 2 times, according to the attorney.
Correct.
I mean, how did this, were there conversations? Did this come up? Brian, my brother, you have come back and your fiance is not here and you have her van? I don't quite understand that part of it.
And I love her, and my children love her, and boy, I hope she comes back. I find it all very, I don't know. I have an expression that I use, and that is, I smell a rat. I just do not like any of this. This just reeks of reporter instinct that jumps into overdrive when you hear people speaking like that, knowing of the circumstances now that we didn't know then. Okay, Brian, the other thing I wanted to...
So there you go, Steph. I mean, they're pretty much on it just like we were. I agree with everything he's saying. Anything you want to add there? I'm just adjusting our Telegram too.
They're pretty much spouting off facts at the moment, being completely critical of Cassie in terms of what she's saying. The lawyer, though, absolutely pisses me off because he's turning around and saying, oh, well, basically, if Cassie gives an answer that doesn't really paint the Laundrie family in a good light, or makes you question the Laundrie family even further. Actually, it's on you, reporters, because you've provided an awkward question, so you've got an awkward answer. Bullshiz! That is nuts with a capital N for the attorney to be saying that kind of stuff. I'm sorry, but that's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, basically you got an awkward answer because it's your fault because you asked her an awkward question. No. She takes responsibility for what she says. She's a damn grown-up woman, just like me, right? I take responsibility for what I say. She should take responsibility for what she says, simple as. But yeah, you're going to blame it on the report because, quote-unquote, gave her an awkward answer, awkward question. Bullshiz. Stinks to high hell, the whole lot of it.
I don't disagree at all. Well said. And while you were doing that, I was adjusting because we have this new option for you guys to chat with us. When you go to the Telegram link, there's a pinned comment to join the chat conversation. So now I see the chat has been activated, and I see a lot of you coming on over. WhatsApp is out. Telegram still works. It's a place where we can have these conversations. Steph, all of us can join the conversation. Just make sure you check your privacy before joining so you can hide your phone number, and we will monitor. And if anybody's in there harassing or doing anything awful, you'll be blocked out of the group. But come join us over on Telegram. The link will be in my link tree as well. Steph, I want to talk about more about this, and we got some more stuff, including Pete Davidson playing Dog the Bounty Hunter on Saturday Night Live. I know you covered it, but we're going to cover it as well. But I want to snip this portion for YouTube to keep it focused on the Cassie segment of the show. We are not done. We got more to cover. Apparently, there's some drone footage they're going to send me, as well as what's going on with this Facebook outage. A lot more to hang out with you guys for a little bit. But if you're watching live, don't go anywhere. If you're watching on the replay, catch us every noon Eastern Standard Time here on Popcorn Planet for our morning, afternoon show. I guess it's the lunchtime. Working on a title and an opening. It's going to be here talking the news with you. This this case and everything else that's coming out here on Popcorn Planet. Steph will be joining whenever she can. We'll have more experts and guests, so I'm so excited to bring this new format and time period for you guys. Hopefully you guys will stick around. We'll continue to plow through the news honestly, together, without any fear of saying whatever we want with our big gobs, to quote Steph the Alter Nerd. So excited to continue with that.
Hell yeah!
If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit the bell for all alerts. Smash the like button. As always, if you want to catch the replay of the full streams, I trim them just to keep them more manageable for YouTube. You can hit join, and you'll be able to get all the replays there afterwards. So if you missed it for the day, don't worry. Become a member, and then you'll get the perks. I usually load them as the first one processes and gets trimmed. You'll learn as we go. That's typically how it works. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, live viewers, don't go anywhere. We're going to continue this conversation with some more topics. So excited to keep going with you guys. Stay tuned for a second.